A marathon champion in his glory days, Thulani Sibisi, who is now retired, has also been involved in coaching athletes. He represented the country at the 1992 and the 2004 Olympics in Barcelona and Athens, respectively. His health took a knock when he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, which is now progressed to stage 3.
You know, being sick as I am like now, this frustration adds stress to me because I haven't slept for almost 7 months. To me, the night and day, it's the same thing. Weekend and during the week, it's the same thing. Because, you know, I always think of this thing, but really, how can SAF let me down in that manner?
All Sibisi wanted was to live in the neighborhood of the late ANC stalwart Walter Sisulu. He bought this property for 472,897 rand. Orlando West in Soweto is experiencing a property boom, with houses selling at over R1 million. But he cannot move in as the property is occupied by illegal tenants who say they are going nowhere.
When I wrote a letter saying, you know, there is lack of professionalism because always it seems if I want communication, I must ask questions. And she writes a letter to me that, you know, I'm in a better position. There are people who are worse off than me. And that disturbed me very much. I don't believe that the lawyer can say that. This lawyer representing SAF for eviction.
The dispute has been to the South Gauteng High Court, and the judge ruled in Sibisi's favor. He is the legitimate owner of this property and has the title deed to prove it.
The final eviction notice has been served and has been instructed to the sheriff. Now we had delays from the sheriff in terms of the elections were coming on, so they had to wait for that period to end before they can do eviction. Right now, the attorney that is busy conducting and handling the eviction is communicating with the sheriff, who's supposed to now be actually issuing this eviction and actioning this eviction.
Okay, you guys are not government, and he's not buying the house from the government. What did elections have to do with somebody's property when there was an eviction order?
Look, you could tell me even better in terms of the sheriffs that why they cannot action any evictions during elections. We have no knowledge because that's not really what we do.
When we went to the house to give the occupants the right of reply, they were not home. We received reports that they were also allegedly renting out the back rooms, and the municipal services bill is not up to date.
As we understand, there's no one is certainly the seller or Mr. Sibisi, no one is earning any rental at the moment. I would imagine that the tenants that are in the main property are, we believe, subletting again to the outside rooms, and I would imagine that they might be generating or using this as an opportunity to earn some kind of income.
According to SIV, all avenues were explored to resolve the matter. The estate agent sold the house before the tenants were evicted.
Again, this is out of our control. This now again points to the fact that the law is seemingly not working in the side of the landlord, but seemingly is working in favor of these legal tenants.
Sibisi has found temporary accommodation. This is the third place he rented since the 19-month-long ordeal began.
I'm squashed in here, as you can see. You know, it's very, very frustrating. Although they're saying they are trying to address it, I'm not happy.
Right now, we've got to apply as much pressure as we can and continue to apply as much pressure as we can to the sheriff so that we can get the eviction order executed as soon as possible.
According to SIV, the dispute can be resolved if the sheriff can evict the tenants who have defied the court order on 2 occasions.
I want to live in my house. I bought it. That's my saving for the rest of my life. And that's where I'm staying. I'm very disappointed. I'm angry. I've done a lot for this country, a lot for South Africa. It's not me just saying it. I mean, the job that I've done for South Africa in sport speaks for itself, but nobody wanted to help me. I thank SABC for actually coming and be pleading with me to address this thing, because how many people are treated like this in the township?
All stakeholders were given a right of reply, but they are yet to comment on the matter. Our attempt to solicit comment from the sheriff the Estate Agency Affairs Board and the tenants drew blank. Sibisi now has another dilemma. The current landlord is evicting him by month end, and after that, he will not have a place to stay. Colin Limawane, SABC News, Soweto.